Former LA County Sheriff Alex Villanueva wants his old job back, launching a campaign to unseat Robert Luna, calling the department dysfunctional and declaring public safety is in crisis. Villanueva was first elected back in 2018. He lost his re-election bid to Luna in 2022 by about 20 points.
And the former sheriff, Alex Villanueva, is here on set with us tonight. Congratulations on the campaign launch. Thanks for being here.
Oh, thanks for having me.
All right, let's start with the fact that you did lose to Luna by about 20 points. You made a bid. You announced that bid here for supervisor, LA County supervisor. You lost that by a larger margin to Janice Hahn. What's different about you now that will attract the electorate?
Well, I think the basic thing is people are now understanding that they were fed pretty much a false narrative about what was going on with the department. Because today, the department is in absolute crisis. They've lost 25% of their staff. They're gone. You have 13 deputies committing suicide on Luna's watch. You had 26 in-custody deaths on his watch. That's this year alone. That figure probably leads the nation. The suicide rate leads the nation. He had 31 people burned to death in the fires, and there was no semblance of any evacuation plan. Those all fall on his shoulders. The department is in crisis right now, and the only way that's going to we're going to come out ahead and be able to serve the public is with new leadership at the helm.
What are you going to do differently on all those fronts? And why is it Luna's fault in terms of suicides?
Because when you unjustly throw your own employees under the bus, you just kill recruitment and retention right there. I mean, it is dead in the water.
How has he done that?
Well, the Trevor Kirk case is a prime example of that. That had no business being in federal court with a federal sentence, given the facts that we know about the case. My plan is simple, is to hire 2,000 deputies in 2 years. I hired 1,100 in 1 year when I was in office. I'm going to do it again, but now we just got to do it bigger.
Well, you need money to do that, and you get that money through a relationship with the Board of Supervisors. That has been icy between you and the board. How has that changed?
The money is still there. Luna, his budget increased to $4 billion, and he can't hire people. Heck, he can't bring ants to a picnic right now. So the board is going to be new in 2026. Hilda Solis is gone. You're going to have two others that are fighting for re-election. Given the performance, heck, just today, the Attorney General announces a receivership for the county jails, or the juvenile halls, run by the Board of Supervisors. So I think people are starting to understand that we have to separate law enforcement from the politics of the Board of Supervisors.
So speaking of politics, in 2018 when you ran, you were a Democrat. You were the Democratic Party's choice, and your big calling card was that you were going to take ICE out of the jails. Now you're a Republican, and a whole lot of Republicans blame ICE being taken out of the jails as part of the reason for a lot of our problems right now. Was that a mistake?
Actually, in 2018, that was not a mistake. Trump was in office, the border was secure, and we did not have the 4 years of open borders and tens of millions of people just flooded over into our nation unvetted. So the problem on the ground has changed. However, my position in 2018 is consistent with today. What are they doing? They're getting judicial warrants, which is something we asked for all along. We can't have ICE establish the county jail be a detention center for immigration enforcement. I don't think that's the purpose of the LA County jail system. So separating the two functions, ICE has a job to do. We're going to honor their judicial warrants. And then local law enforcement has a job to do actually interacting with the undocumented community. We just have to do the two separately.
So your position's the same now that it was then?
Same. The only difference is that now ICE has changed their behavior. Now they're getting judicial warrants, right. Something that we think is a very good, solid step.
Alex brings up the point that you make a big deal out of the fact that you were a Democrat. Now you're switched to a Republican. You made that announcement not that long ago. You got a lot of attention on social media, yet in your announcement yesterday to declare your candidacy, you talk about you have to take politics out of public safety. How do you stack up the two?
Well, the office is nonpartisan. When you look at the ballot, it doesn't say D or R next to the name. It's can you do the job or not? And I think that's the difference right here. And the incumbent right now has demonstrated he is not able to do the job, and he has basically surrendered the department to the Board of Supervisors' whims. That's why we're in the crisis we're in. We need to separate the two and get law enforcement back to the business of actually enforcing the rule of law.
But you know this is an overwhelmingly Democratic county, which is part of the reason you were able to win in 2018, because the Democratic Party were saying, this guy's more Democratic. How do you win in LA County, one of the most Democratic counties in the country, as now a Republican?
Well, actually, if you look at Hockman,
Yeah.
He's Republican for life, turned independent just.
Well, he ran as an independent on purpose,
However,
made a point that he's not a Republican anymore.
But the point
and
is,
endorsed Kamala Harris.
but most importantly, he's a DA who is independent of politics. The sheriff has to do the same thing. He has to be independent of politics. You can't run and say, well, I'm going to enforce the law differently for Democrats and Republicans. It's one rule for everybody, and that's what we expect of the Sheriff's Department. We're not getting it with the sheriff right now.
Well, you are one of several candidates to declare candidacy. Tomorrow night, we're going to have retired Captain Mike Bornman, who announced his candidacy as well. He'll join the show. We're going to extend the same offer to Luna and other candidates. So we appreciate you taking the time out tonight.
It was great to see you.
Good to see both of you.
Appreciate it.
You got it.